Hey everyone, my name is Andrew, and today we're going to be talking about the C1000 Gen 2 from Anker, why it's missing an extra battery port, why I think Anker left it out, and also why it doesn't really matter to me or you. So stick around, let's check it out. So first you have to understand the concept of an extra battery. The extra battery is literally, it's only one job, and its entire reason for being is just to expand the main unit's capacity by double usually. It will double the size, it'll double the capacity, but it won't double the output, meaning it's not going to run larger electronics and appliances. It's not going to increase your input or output. It's literally only has one job, one port on it, and that's to double its battery capacity. So this is the extra battery for the F3000, and as you can see on the side here, it's got two ports. Usually this is one input and one output. The input goes into the main power station, and then usually you can stack another one or two batteries on top of it, and those batteries will get plugged into here. There's no other functionality. There's no AC output, there's no DC input, there's no DC output. You can't plug a solar panel into this. You can't plug this into the wall to recharge it. It needs its main power unit to serve any functionality at all. Now if I can plug the C3000 extra battery into here, I guess that could be cool, but I don't really think that that's necessary. So keep in mind that I'm talking about the C1000, which is a 1 kilowatt hour unit. I'm not talking about the C2000, which is double the amount of capacity and output. That one's a little bit of a larger unit. It does have an extra battery port on it. It can take an F3000 battery to expand up to 5 kilowatt hours of capacity. The C1000 is a 1 kilowatt hour battery and doesn't necessarily need its own extra battery port. Now, if all of their extra batteries were compatible with all of their power stations, then that would be cool. And I have submitted that idea to developers in hopes that they'll come up with a little better system for using other batteries with other power stations and kind of mixing and matching. But I mean, this kind of looks silly. It's a 3 kilowatt hour battery on top of a 1000 watt hour battery. If you're in the market for a power station, I would first get a watt meter. This is just a cheap one from Amazon, but essentially it measures how much energy is being used and drawn from the wall over however long you want to time it for. So you'll actually figure out how much energy my refrigerator uses in a 24-hour period. So if you discover that you need more capacity, and instead of adding an extra battery, you can just get a second unit. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Andrew, that sounds crazy. Why would I buy a second one when I already have one and I just want to make this one last longer? And that's valid, but usually the prices are about the same anyway. And if you get a second unit, you'll be redundant. So if one fails, the other one will still be working. You also will double your input because you'll have two units. So you'll have 1200 watts max of solar input. You can double your input. Instead of 1600, you can charge it 3200 because you'll have both of them charging at the same time. You can also daisy chain them, so you'll plug the input from one into the output of the other, and the first one will drain first, but it'll extend the runtime of your second one. So you can see here that I'm using the C800, just daisy chaining them. That's what we call daisy chaining. I'll plug the input from the C1000 into the output of the C800, and then that will charge that, and this one will die first, this one will die second, but it'll extend the run times of this. Now the cons of that is that you're going to have inverter loss. Everyone knows that you're going to lose some efficiency when you daisy chain them like this, but it'll still work, and also the C1000 can input 1800 while outputting 1800, I believe, for at least 3 hours. After that, the output drops down a little bit, probably to cool the unit, but essentially you have a 15 amp output on the C1000 even when it's being charged from another power station. And again, you'll be able to double your input, double your output, double your solar. If this dies, you still have this one. If this one dies, you still have this one. You're redundant, and there's a lot of pros that kind of come about having two units instead of just one with a battery. So with a second C1000, you'll have 1200 watts of input. If you have a C800 and a C1000, then combined, you're looking at 900 watts max for solar. You'll plug in a set of solar panels to this one and a set of solar panels to this one. Obviously, make sure that your voltage is underneath the allowed VOC, but you'll be able to also AC charge both of them. And again, typically extra batteries are about the same price as main units, and a second unit serves much more functionality, has much more purpose than an extra battery does.